Hi, good morning, everybody. My name is Paul Goldstein. I'm the general manager here at Hillside Memorial Park. And on behalf of our entire staff, I'd like to welcome you to our annual Mother's Day Remembrance service. Today is a day when we reflect on our mothers, both living and past, biological or not, and how they have shaped our lives, sharing their love and guidance from one generation to the next. We pause to honor their history, remember the challenges they faced, and contemplate what they taught us along the way. I hope today's service is meaningful to everybody here, especially those whose mothers are no longer with us. Thank you for being here. A quick note on your program. On the back, it talks about our Geniza service on June 1st. That has been rescheduled to a later date. It is now my pleasure to introduce Rabbi Didi Thomas to lead us in today's service.
It's wonderful to be here together on this glorious day as we look around this beautiful chapel through the windows of our sanctuary. We get to look inside and peek into the window of our own being, our souls that are connected to the loved ones that we have lovingly, with honor and respect, laid to rest here at Hillside, and our mothers who are in the heavenly realm, along with our other familial ancestors. We give honor and merit to them through our memories. If you'll take a moment to look around at the beautiful world around us, take a deep breath in and a deep breath out, and another one, deep breath in and a deep breath out. We come together with so many mixed emotions. Some of us are experiencing a loss that is fresh as maybe just this past week or month. Others, it may have been years, but when we come to a moment like Mother's Day, when we come to celebratory moments, when we come to holidays and festivals or times of sorrow, we want our mothers there with us. We want to be connected. We want to be with our loved ones. So through our memories and through the love within our own heart, we connect. If you look in your service booklets, they go right to left. We're going to go to the beginning of the booklet, actually to page 11, to Psalm 121, Esa Enai. If you know it, feel free to sing along. Music is the conduit through which your soul connects, especially at this time, into the spiritual realm. Sing with me if you know it. Follow along in the transliteration, and we'll read the English after we sing the psalm. Esa Enai. Esai el harim, may I and Yavo Ezri. Esai el harim, may I and Yavo Ezri. Ezri me'im Adonai, Ose shamayim ba'aretz. Ezri me'im Adonai, Ose shamayim va'aretz. Esai el harim, may I and Yavo Ezri. Esai el harim, may I and Yavo Ezri. And now we'll read the English of the psalm, middle of page 12. I raise my eyes to the mountains. What is the source of my help? My help will come from the eternal maker of heaven and earth. God will not allow your foot to slip. Your guardian will not slumber. Behold, the guardian of Yisrael neither slumbers nor sleeps. The eternal is your keeper. God is your shade at your right hand. The sun shall not harm you by day, nor the moon by night. God will guard you from all harm. God will protect your being. The eternal will guard you, coming and going from this time forth and forever. And now if you'll turn to page 13, we have Psalm 23. This is a psalm that crosses over through many denominations of faith. We'll go ahead and read the English to it first on the top of 14, and then I will chant the Hebrew. Adonai, the Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. God makes me lie down in green pastures, leads me beside still waters, and restores my soul. You lead me in right paths for the sake of your name. Even when I walk in the valley of the shadow of death, I shall fear no evil, for you are with me. Your rod and your staff, they comfort me. You have set a table before me in the presence of my enemies. You have anointed my head with oil. My cup overflows. Surely goodness and mercy shall follow me all the days of my life, and I shall dwell in the house of God forever. Adonai roi lo echsar vino she'avitzeni al mei menuchot al mei menuchot Haleni nafshi yeshovev yeshovev yancheni v'maglet tzedek yancheni v'maglet tzedek leman shemo. Gam ki elech v'getz al mavet lo hirora ki ata imadi shivtecha u'mishantecha hema Yelachamuni Taroch lefanai shulchan neger sorerai dishanta vashel men roshi kosi revaya achtuv chesed yedafuni koyame chayai v'shavti b'beit Adonai lehorech yamim. Adonai roi lo echsar Adonai roi lo echsar. And now, if you'll turn in your booklets, right below the English of the text, we have the proverb, Eshet Chayil, a woman of valor. This is a proverb that is said in a traditional Jewish home every Shabbat by the husband for his wife. And then as the children grow older, they say it as well. And this is a text that we do at a time of memory when we honor our beloved mothers. Eshet Chayil, a woman of valor. Let's read this together. A woman of valor, who can find? She is more precious than fine pearls. Her husband trusts in her, and so he lacks nothing. She does him good, never harm, all the days of her life. She perceives that her labor is rewarding. Her candle burns on into the night. She reaches out to those in need and extends her hands to the poor. She is clothed in strength and dignity, and she faces the future cheerfully. She speaks with wisdom. The law of kindness is on her lips. Her children and grandchildren rise up and bless her. Her husband sings her praises. Many daughters have done valiantly, but you excel them all. We come together at this time to honor our beloved mothers, the maternal figures in our lives, but we are co-creators in life with the divine. We are given this gift of our lives. We are meant to discover who we are. It's a journey that takes all of our life. And if you believe, maybe all of our lifetimes, our many lifetimes. But we are given all of our gifts, all of our ability to love and to share and to nurture and to grow with one another. We are given these gifts by the divine, and we honor Adonai, our God, with Modim Anachnu Lach. We give thanks to the divine spirit for the gift of life, of love, the legacy of motherhood and of memory. Modim Anachnu Lach. Modim Anachnu Lach. You are our God, rock of our life. Modim Anachnu Lach. You are our God, shield of salvation, forever and ever. Modim Anachnu Lach, forever. Morning, noon, and night, Modim Anachnu Lach. Our lives are in your hands. Our souls are in your keeping. Your miracles surround us every day. Our lives are in your hands. Our souls are in your keeping. Your never-ending love has always, never-ending love has been our hope. Modim Anachnu Lach. We will never stop praising your name. Modim Anachnu Lach. We will never stop praising your name. Praising your name. Modim Anachnu Lach. In Judaism, we are commanded to remember. We are a people of memory. Every Shabbat, we say our Amidah, our Avot Ve'imahot, our prayers are going out into the spiritual realm to all of our fathers and mothers, all the way back to the very beginning with Avraham and Sarah. When we have Shabbat, when we have festivals, holidays, holy days, we have our Yizkor service in the festival time, we are constantly remembering. And it is through that act of remembering that we keep our loved ones alive. They are with us always, shaping us, guiding us for the good, through the good, for the bad, through the bad. Whatever is our experience, we are shaped and formed by our relationships with one another. Abraham Lincoln is quoted as saying, "I remember my mother's prayers. They have always followed me and have clung to me all of my life. All that I am, all that I hope to be, I owe to my mother." We come here today from varying backgrounds and experience to celebrate motherhood, the gift, the legacy that is passed on l'dor vador from generation to generation. Some of us are fresh with grief, others remembering a love that was ever present in our lives, which is now a memory, yet a gift that surrounds us each and every day, a gift infusing our life and our moments with love. The love of a grandmother, the love of a mother, of a wife now passed on, or even the memory of a beloved mother-in-law, maybe an aunt, maybe someone that we have taken on to fulfill the motherly role in our lives. We may be sitting here today with our daughters, our granddaughters, gazing upon them with wonder and love as they prepare for or grapple with motherhood, continuing a legacy that has been handed down from on high. Robert Browning wrote, "Motherhood, all love begins and ends there." Some of us gather here today with mixed emotions. Some of our memories may not be so rosy-colored. Our experience may not be quite like a Hallmark card. But at the end of the day, there is no denying that motherhood has its moments and its influence. Moments we harbor or cherish deep within our subconscious or ever present on our sleeve as we wipe away a tear or remember a laugh. Moments of memory when we wish to pick up the phone and just want to call, to share something small or magnificent, or maybe something that just happened. Moments when we find ourselves desperately wishing to ask for advice, or maybe to just vent in a way that only a mother will understand. Whatever our experience, motherhood is fraught with challenge, sacrifice, and devotion. As co-creators in life, whether through birth or adoption, motherhood is a partnership, a relationship. The connection that we have with our mothers impacts our lives for all time. On this day, we celebrate all the maternal figures in our lives. We ask that they receive blessing for the gift that they are. And for those who have passed on into the spiritual realm, we will be lighting a candle for each and every one of them, honoring their memory and giving tribute to their lives. Their legacy will remain with us forever. Rudyard Kipling best summed it up. God could not be everywhere, and therefore he made mothers. We're going to now see a video, the story of mothers and daughters, which has been prepared for us lovingly by Hillside. Please look at the screens, and it'll be coming in just a moment.
My name is Chris, and my mom's name is Betty, and she was 73 when she died.
I'm 28 years old, and my mother died when I was 15.
I'm 23, and my mother passed away 9 months ago.
My mom died
when she was 55. I'm 41 tomorrow, and my baby will be 1 tomorrow.
My mother, she's not taking this aging thing laying down. It's war. You know?
Well, it's true. Listen, we're all fighting gravity. I'm going to fight it all the way.
And she said, you know, honey, if the time ever comes that I have to be put on life support, and I cut her off, and I said, thinking I knew what she was going to say, and I said, thanks, Mom, that's really nice. I know what you're going to say. She said, no, you don't.
Heck, if there's help out there, I'm going to go for it.
She looked at me with such intensity and such seriousness and said, I don't ever want you to turn me off. Never. Maybe they'll come up with a cure. Maybe they can bring me back.
I remember when my father was diagnosed with his illness, I looked up. I remember this so well. I was in my parents' house, and I looked up and I just said, oh, God, I know you'll never take Mommy away now. I know you'll never take her away.
I think she was semi-conscious because the nurses were trying to see how conscious she was, and they told me to call out to her, and I called out, Mama, and a tear came down from her eye.
The doctors kept telling me to let my mother know that it was okay for her to go, that I didn't need her anymore. And when they told me that, I thought, oh, okay, I can do that. And then I started thinking about it, and I said, but I'd be lying. It's not okay for her to go. And I do still need her, incredibly. But I sat by her side, and I held her hand, and I asked if she could hear me, and she nodded her head. And I said, well, I'm just here to let you know that I love you very much, and that I'm going to miss you a lot, but that it's okay for you to go.
She was just laying there, and she had a sheet over her, and she had one of those nightgowns on, and I grabbed her hand, and I knew I would never. That was it. It was over. And I looked down at her, I thought, this is my mother. This is one that's been with me for the past 46 some odd years. This is the one that gave me birth. This is one that told me those little secrets in the family that you're not supposed to tell. This is the one that told me her secrets. This is the one that loved me, that we had fights over, that we'd yell and scream and slam doors, and took me on vacations and watched me at school. And when I tell her my fears, she would say, it's gonna be okay. You're gonna be fine. It's like I had all this stuff was going through my mind, and I thought, there goes part of my life. I was no longer a daughter. I was no longer, that whole role was gone. That whole feeling was just gone. It was just like someone came and erased that part of your life, and I thought, how could they do that? How could they come and erase that part of your life that was so strong with you? Now I'm no longer a daughter.
My mother will always be an important part of my life. So much of who I am is because of my mother. And I think that my child will know my mother just by knowing me. And what I tell my child, you know, the stories that I will share. Baby powder, ultra-sensitive baby wash, baby lotion. It's for a girl. I want to tell my child that although she will never know my mother, she comes from a wonderful grandmother, and the warmth that I convey, or the laughs that we have, my sense of humor, my joy in living are directly from her.
Despite the fact that my mother isn't here, she just lives on in me so powerfully. And with everything I do, I'm always speaking to my mother in some way.
In Hebrew, Rebecca is being named after my mother. It is right that my mother's name is Ruth, for she was like Ruth in the Bible.
My mother gave me this sense of confidence. I want to be able to pass that on to Rebecca because the strength that I truly believe my mother gave me, that's what got me through life. And I don't know how she did it. I don't know. In some ways, it was simply love. My mother just loved me. And I look at my little daughter now, and I think to myself, you have part of Ruth Garber in you, and you're really lucky.
The legacy of motherhood is a gift that we cherish. Oftentimes, I am been asked to sing "The Wind Beneath My Wings," and feel free to take a moment to just resonate with your own memories and know that the Shekinah, the feminine aspect of God, of the divine presence, is around us all the time. And so too, if we wish to call upon our mother's spirit, our mother is with us always. It must have been cold there in my shadow to never have sunlight on your face. You were content to let me shine, that's your way. You always walked a step behind. So I was the one with all the glory, while you were the one with all the strength. A beautiful face without a name for so long. A beautiful smile to hide the pain. Did you ever know that you're my hero? And everything I would like to be. I can fly higher than an eagle, for you are the wind beneath my wings. It might have appeared to go unnoticed, but I've got it here all in my heart. I want you to know I know the truth. Of course I know it. I would be nothing without you. Did I ever tell you you're my hero? And everything I wish I could be. I can fly higher than an eagle, for you are the wind beneath my wings. You are the wind beneath my wings. And now, if you'll turn to page 24 and 25. Life is a journey. We're blessed when we have this journey to share with those that we love. And we speak of this journey together as we read this text, bottom of 24 and top of page 25. Birth is a beginning and death a destination, but life is a journey, a going, a growing from stage to stage, from childhood to maturity and youth to age, from innocence to awareness and ignorance to knowing, from foolishness to discretion and then perhaps to wisdom, from weakness to strength or strength to weakness and often back again, from health to sickness and back we pray to health again, from offense to forgiveness, from loneliness to love, from joy to gratitude, from pain to compassion and grief to understanding, from fear to faith, from defeat to defeat unto defeat, until looking backward ahead we see that victory lies not at some high place along the way, but in having made the journey, stage by stage, a sacred pilgrimage. Birth is a beginning and death a destination, but life is a journey, a sacred pilgrimage made stage by stage to life everlasting. And now on the next page, bottom of 26 and the top of 27, we remember all our loved ones that have moved on into the spiritual realm. Sometimes our mothers go first and our fathers meet them. Sometimes it's the other way around, but we hope that all of our loved ones are in the heavenly realm together. And so we will read this text, and then we will do the El Malei Rachamim for all of our loved ones. Sometimes we have even fathers who have taken on the role of motherhood. So we will do this text, and then together on page 19, we will do the Kevaravot version of El Malei Rachamim. Together, at the rising of the sun and in its going down, we remember them. At the blowing of the wind and in the chill of winter, we remember them. At the opening of buds and in the rebirth of spring, we remember them. At the blueness of the skies and in the warmth of the summer, we remember them. At the rustling of leaves and in the beauty of autumn, we remember them. At the beginning of the year and when it ends, we remember them. As long as we live, they too will live, for they are now a part of us as we remember them. When we are weary and in need of strength, we remember them. When we are lost and sick at heart, we remember them. When we have joy we crave to share, we remember them. When we have decisions that are difficult to make, we remember them. When we have achievements that are based on theirs, we remember them. For as long as we live, they too will live, for they are now a part of us as we remember them. Please rise from the memorial prayer. You can follow along on page 19. Take a moment to remember your mothers, the loved ones, the maternal figures in your lives, the fathers who helped them, or the fathers that raised you as well. Take a moment. Motherhood, memory, legacy, the gift goes on. We ask that our loved ones be blessed on high. El Malei Rachamim Shochein Bam Ramim Hamsei Menachanachana Tachat Kanfei HaShechina Him Kedoshim Kedoshim Adohorim Kezohar Rakia Azahirim Lenishmot Yakireinu Shehachu Leolamam Val harachamim yastirehem v'seter kanafav leolamim החיים את נשמתם. Adonai, hu nechalata, ve'yanchu shalom al mishkama, v'nomar Amen. Please be seated. And now, if you'll turn to page 31, we're going to do Mourner's Cottage. But first, before that, look again to page 26. Keep your hand on page 26 and also your other hand on page 31. Our loved ones guide us, give us direction. They're there for us when we need them. Just call out to them. They're all around us. We say this text in dedication to them before we recite Cottage. Together, when I die, if you need to weep, cry for someone walking the street beside you. And when you need me, put your arms around others and give them what you need to give me. You can love me most by letting hands touch hands and souls touch souls. You can love me most by sharing your joys and multiplying your good deeds. You can love me most by letting me live in your eyes and not in your mind. And when you say Cottage for me, remember what our Torah teaches. Love doesn't die, people do. So when all that's left of me is love, give me away. Please rise and remember your mothers, your loved ones, as we recite Cottage. I'll raise my arm when I say Ve'imaru. You can say Amen if you're not following along in the text. Amen means I agree, and mystically, Kabbalistically, you get the merit of having said the entire prayer. We are commanded to say Kaddish. As I said, we are a people of memory. When we say Kaddish, we honor our loved ones and give them ascension in the heavenly realm. Yit Kadal v'yit Kadash Shemei Rabbah. Be'alma divra chirute v'yamlich malachute v'chayechon v'yomechon v'chayei d'chol beit Yisrael ba'agala uvizman kariv v'imaru. Amen. Yehi Shemei Rabbah mevarach le'alam l'olmei almaya. Yit barach v'yish tabach v'yit pa'ar v'yit romam v'yit naseh v'yit hadar v'yit alev v'yit halal Shemei d'kudashah b'reichu. Le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata, tush bechata v'nechemata da'amiran be'alama v'imaru. Amen. Yehi shalom rabba min shemaya v'chayim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imaru. Amen. Oseh shalom bimromav, hu yaseh shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imaru. Amen. May God, who is the source of life and eternal peace, grant perfect peace to our loved ones in the spiritual realm, peace to the hearts of each and every one of you here today that is honoring and remembering, and peace to all humanity, all the world, as together we say, Amen. Please be seated. We are going to have the candle lighting. We are going to be lighting the memorial candles, and our lives are the light of the divine. With our lives, with our deeds, with our actions, with our love, we illuminate the world around us. We bring honor and merit to our loved ones. Gaze for a moment at the candle as you light it. Call your loved one to memory. And as you light the candle, you can exit the sanctuary. And I will be singing Unforgettable and then Oseh Shalom. Feel free to sing along with me.